Hey everybody, and welcome back. It's Kayla. I am so excited to be bringing you yet another Sims 4 speed build. This is the start of our Rainbow Tiny House speed build series. We're going to be doing the colors of the rainbow, starting with obviously red. I am so excited to bring this to you. It's definitely been a lot of fun to kind of open up that creative side of myself. I mean, I obviously don't build in a single color palette all of the time. So this is very exciting for me. And I did have some trouble trying to figure out like what kind of siding that I wanted to do. So I did spend a lot of time there. You'll also notice that I moved the house around a bunch because I just wasn't sure of the placement. But I am really excited how this all kind of came together in the end. I am building in Tartosa, which is the world that came with the wedding pack, and it is so gorgeous. I would love to live on an island like this, you know? I also will apologize. There are a couple spots in the video where it kind of stops for a minute. I was taking care of my 2-year-old, and she needed my attention right then and there, so I wasn't able to pause the recording like I normally would if I needed to stop. So yeah. So I have gone ahead and I wanted to do a second floor, but it's really hard to kind of stay in that that like less than 100 squares for a tiny house, and so I had to do a little bit of reshaping, I guess you could say. And I'm really happy with the front porch. There it is again, that slanted roof. I ended up not doing a slanted roof like I normally would love to. It was very hard for me not to use the slanted roofs because, as you guys know, they're my absolute favorite. So I did some roofing. I'm really trying to improve on my roofing skills. So I'm hoping that this will kind of allow me to do that, because I know that it could be better. It could be a little bit more creative, but I'm really actually very happy with how this turned out. I'm really proud of it, you guys. We then went on to finishing the details of the roof. My only criticism is that I wish there were different, more accurate roof shade colors, because I just couldn't get it exactly red. And then I was like, oh, let's be a little fancy and try something like roof decorations, and it just didn't come together the way I had hoped, but that's okay. Added a little smokestack for a fireplace, which ironically there's not a fireplace in this build. So this is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom floor plan with a washer and dryer in there. I do notice at the end of the video, after I finished recording and finished rendering the video, I did not put floor in the laundry room, but that's okay. It's not that noticeable. Just adding the doors in now. Again, it's so difficult to kind of work within that tiny space, but I'm really loving the challenge that this is bringing, and it's giving me an opportunity to use some of the items that I wouldn't normally use. Like these windows are from the Strangerville pack, and they're absolutely beautiful. But usually I'm very vanilla, very basic when it comes to my window shape. So it was kind of fun to use this one. I think there's a smaller version of that I end up using as well, which turned out pretty good in the kitchen. So the flooring was very difficult because there's not very many red swatches for floors that I was feeling. And as you can see, like I went through several options for the colors of the walls. So at first I was like, oh, I'll just do this red and white because technically, right, it's got red in it. I was like, no, that's not actually how the challenge goes. Everything has to be red. So I do end up finding a red wallpaper or paint to go in there. Also, another big fan of half walls. Don't judge half walls, just sometimes when you need a little bit of separation, it's the best option. So as you can see, I do spend a lot of time trying to find the perfect kind of pattern and color for the wall. I found one for the bathroom that I potentially liked, so I do that. You'll also notice I tend to, if I'm like scrolling and I see something that I'm like, oh, that would look good in the bathroom, I'll like go and put it in the bathroom and then come back. I get very distracted sometimes. I added these cute lights again from the Dream Home Decorator pack. Love most of the lights in that series are just so beautiful. So I decided, I was like, you know what, let's just add all of the lights. I did the floors in the bathroom and the bedroom. I did the all of the walls. Again, there are those little half windows. I was like, okay, this is really starting to come together now. I'm really, really digging this. Yeah, it's so cute. If I didn't have, you know, if it was just me and not my significant other and my daughter and all of our animals, I would definitely want to live in a tiny house like this. But I wouldn't change my life for the world. I love all of them so much. So I did some decorating in the kitchen. Again, I really like the slide-in stove and tabletop, what is that, a hot plate? On top of the kitchen counter. Makes it look really nice and sleek. Surprisingly, had a difficult time trying to figure out what kind of rug I wanted to use. I think that a lot of these builds are going to be pretty heavy on the Dream Home Decorator pack because they just have so many good options. I did, again, not as heavy on the greenery as my previous build, but there are pops of it here and there. Lots of little trinkets, and I saw those Valentine's Day cards and I'm like, sold. They're red, they'll be perfect. Pops of color and the pops of the red color in the paintings. And then we moved on over to the living room, where I had a difficult time kind of figuring out how I wanted to do a layout, but I think that for the space it really works really well. I also am obsessed with the couch that we chose. It's from the Paranormal pack. It is beautiful. I wish I could have some of this furniture in my real life. I sized down that rug that's also from the Paranormal pack. Used one of the console tables, sofa tables behind the couch and added some decoration there. And then I just kind of was filling in the space with some plants and some clutter. I think that, you know, there's some shoes that I'll put on the floor there, just to kind of give it a lived-in feel, which I really, really enjoyed. And then we'll move on over to the bedroom in just a second after we place the rug. And of course the thermostats, gotta have the thermostats and the fire alarm. This really beautiful tapestry that I end up adding is gorgeous. I did size it down because it was just a little bit too big in its original state, but it sizes down really well. So I was really happy with that. Love the kitchen space. Very happy with how it turned out. Next, we move over to the bathroom. We move over to the bedroom. At first I was going to put in a double bed, but then it just didn't work for the space. And in a tiny home, saving space is essentially key. So there is a weird cut in the video. I don't know what happens, but all of a sudden, the bed is a double bed and it's decorated. I don't know if I forgot to hit record or accidentally stopped recording while I was working on it. But I did add in a single bed, a closet, and some miscellaneous decor. I don't know what happened there. I've watched it back several times, and every time I'm like, what the heck happened? So that was what happened. I don't entirely know. It was obviously operator error, though. Then I moved on to the bathroom. Again, sticking with the red theme, there's not very many red showers that I liked. There's not very many red swatches for toilets, so it was kind of difficult to find something that all kind of worked together. Overall, though, I'm really happy with how it turned out, and once you start to add in the clutter and the decorations and stuff, it really does get pulled together really nicely. I obviously found something else that I needed to add into the bedroom, a laundry basket for all of that laundry, and some rugs for the bathroom, toilet paper, obviously, and then we start to wrap up the decorating of the inside. I'm super happy with how it turned out. It's super cute, and the red isn't half bad. Red isn't my favorite color, but it's not bad. It's not bad. So then, again, like I said, we moved the house, and I kind of settled on over here in the corner. Landscaping, again, I'm working on getting better at it. Also, there's not a whole lot of red landscaping, which is fine. I don't think that the landscaping color is as important as, you know, the house colors and things like that are going to be. I found these really pretty bushes, put those into place. Trees, there's going to be, we decorated the front porch with this really pretty like wicker type furniture. Again, dream furniture for the front porch, if I had a nice front porch someday. I wanted to add some string lights, but it just wasn't in the cards. Lights, because, you know, you've got to be able to see, and just some decorations, and I'm really, really happy with this. I do want to say thank you guys again for bearing with me while I kind of find my footing doing these videos. It's very hard to do voiceover work, but this one was easier than the last. So I think by the end of our speed build series for our tiny houses, I think that they're going to be a lot better. I'm working on talking to myself a little bit more and all of that stuff, just so I feel a little bit more confident coming into it. But I am really enjoying this YouTube thing so far. I hope that you're enjoying it and enjoying these videos. More to come, for sure. I'm obsessed with building in The Sims, and I can't stop. I had always dreamed of having like a giant weeping willow in a yard of my own house. Once the time comes to buy or build our house, I would love to have a weeping willow. I think they're just so pretty. But I opted for the one with the lights in the tree because heck yeah, please. And then I was going to add a back porch, but then I forgot that it requires squares, so I had to delete it. I didn't realize that porches counted as squares towards the overall size of the tiny home. But that's okay, it worked out in our favor. It's a pretty simple, simplistic backyard, entertaining space and things like that. I always put a fire pit in all of my builds. There's always going to be a grill because I would love to have a giant fire pit and grill space. And so from there, we really are just adding in a few more odds and ends and some landscaping. I wanted to add in a pond of some sort, but then I was like, wait a second. You literally live on an island with the most spectacular view of the ocean. So why would you need a pond to take up space in your yard? So I opted against that. I added in a horseshoe pit because I thought that would be kind of a fun activity for Sims to do. Added a wind chime because I absolutely love the wind chimes. There is the fire pit because I can't contain myself. I know I say that a lot, but when it comes to The Sims, really, I cannot stress this enough. I cannot contain myself. So adding in some bushes, some last minute landscaping and flowers, and that pretty much wraps up the build. I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching these speed builds. I'm really having such a fun time doing this, and super grateful for everybody who's liked and commented and subscribed so far. You are the best. I couldn't and wouldn't continue to do this if it weren't for you guys. Just a friendly reminder, I do stream a few days over on Twitch at around 7:30 p.m. EST. You can find me at all of my socials, Hurricane Kayla with 2 Y's on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, obviously. So yeah, here are some final pictures of the build. I'm just blown away and so happy with how this one turned out. But we will be back next video, with our second build, which is going to be the orange tiny house speed build. But take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye!